wondered how come the album was late. I was giving you time to get the last one straight.
Yes, we definitely do give thanks to the life given, the keep of life. Yes, blessed love. We do give thanks to the life given, the keep of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. And with great joy I do welcome you into the tiger's nest. Of course, the mystic vibration is now before you. And of course, I am your host, the Honorable Priest Isaac, on a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And as we are still celebrating the anniversary of the 130th born day, as we would say, Earth Day, birthday of Marcus Messiah Garvey, I do bid you but a heart of celebration on such a wonderful evening as I'm doing this recording. My brothers and sisters, it's a joy that I could come and contact you again. And what I'm going to be doing this evening, I'm going to be going into a few mystics as it relates to Marcus Messiah Garvey. And of course, I definitely have something special that I would also like to share with you before we wrap it up. So you definitely need to stay tuned. Of course, I think I owe my listeners an apology for my long absence. In fact, not only the listeners in general, but the listeners that are keen on the Black Christ agenda, even more so than the mystic vibration. But before I go into any reasoning on maybe why you did not hear from me for a time, there's something that I would like to say, and it does relate to my absence and of course the comments of a few people. And after taking in consideration these comments, I said, no, I have to address this so my people can understand where we really are as a people, and maybe who I, the Honorable Priest Isaac, really am. Because you see, most of you who listen to me and know me in that way, because you don't really know someone through a computer, you got to keep that in mind. You can't really know someone, no matter what you may think. You don't know people through the internet. You gotta know somebody. Even people you know, you still don't really know them. But what I'm saying is this. You obviously can see that there's a passion in me. Not when it comes to me. Well, there's a passion for myself. But when it comes to this liberation struggle, this liberation war, and not just the war, but the soldiers, the chief soldiers And the ancient soldiers, I wouldn't say veterans, because when you're a veteran, it doesn't mean you're an elder. It just means you used to be on the battlefield. We're not no used to be. The Honorable Dick Gregory, according to the news, just transcended a moment ago, or transcend a few moments ago. He was on the battlefield to the very last moment. That's Dick Gregory. So that's not a veteran, not unless he's a veteran now. And I'm sure he's still on the battlefield. We're gonna sing his praises now, but he was there all of the time. I'm saying that this is such a serious warfare. According to one report, during the time of the previous presidency of the United States of America, being that of Barack Obama, there was an extra $1 million added to the bounty for the capture and the life of Assata Shakur, who is in exile in Cuba. And if you don't know who the sister is, Assata Shakur, she is one of the many that put their life on the line to see a better future for us as a people, wrongfully accused of something she really didn't do. And we who study history know that even if she did it, it was in full self-defense. And she's now in exile in Cuba, away from loved ones, family. Many were looking for the good brother to pardon her and bring her home. An extra $1 million has gone on the head. I'm not trying to disrespect no one, please. I understand the plight and I understand the struggle. But at this moment, 2017 August, a few days before the grand eclipse, the battle of the far right, white supremacists, and those who are anti-white supremacy in the United States, that is going on. I mean, my brothers and sisters, this is how it has always been. I just explained to you $1 million went on the head of an innocent woman, a real hero amongst us, a heroine then, as they call her in the language, in exile under the time of President Obama. You see, white supremacy is a serious thing. It's more than Ku Klux Klans and hoods and sheets. White supremacy is what you eat. White supremacy is what you wear. White supremacy is what you worship. White supremacy is what you watch on television and where you go to work. That is white supremacy. You may not see it that way, but that is what is going on. But anyway, the point I'm making here now is that from the time of even Marcus Messiah Garvey, who we are getting into tonight, the FBI arose because of Marcus Messiah Garvey. J. Edgar Hoover arose specifically because of Marcus Messiah Garvey. And the whole aim was to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. And from that time to now, they have been they're still seeking for the black messiahs and their rise, and trying their very best to cut them off even before they're born. It's a dreadful system, and those who are born, they spray their food with specific chemicals like atrazine. We're not guessing here. Ask Brother Tyrone Hayes from the University of California, Berkeley, who did the experiment on the frogs and said that the atrazine that is being sprayed on the food that goes mainly to the poor community in the US and the third world country, he says that atrazine feminizes the frogs. They actually begin to produce ovaries. Do your research. We have a killer on hand here, as President Botha said in the 80s. This can be seen in the 1985 August edition of the South African newspaper, the South African Times. And he says, Botha, we shall utilize the hospitals, we shall utilize the food chain and the supermarkets. I'm sure he shall utilize the educational system too. And we are creating chemicals, new chemicals, to get rid of this black bug, according to Botha. Yeah. So I'm saying all of this, man, you gotta get me good. Get me good. This is not a joke. So we have an enemy that we praise for emancipating us. We have an enemy that we glorify for giving us a chance at independence. And this same former enemy is still plotting in every aspect, economically, psychologically, educationally, which really on the whole psychological aspect, but just gotta, religiously, in all aspects, to keep us in serfdom. So this is why anytime one of these black messiahs or anything that even looks like one comes up, they are quick to take him or her down. And we can begin the long list, As we said, Messiah Garvey. We can go into political leaders like Patrice Lumumba. Even outside of the African race as such, or the African nation, I should say. Even in Iran, when Mossadegh stood up and nationalized the oil of his people, they took him out. Even in our current history, people like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi, whatever you may say and whatever propaganda your head is filled with, these are people that nationalize their oil and other resources that they had for their own people, and they were taken out. And the case with Colonel Gaddafi is still a bit different altogether, looking to create a one united African currency and army backed by the resources of Africa. Taken out. Down on the simple level now, anyone, even in the workplace, it's not just your heroes, even in the workplace. So you can go to your Martin Luther Kings and your Malcolm X's, taken out just for standing up against this beast. And I'm telling you, the same thing goes today. Now, I am just of this strange opinion that everyone does not comprehend that this is a war going on in the Caribbean, carried so far beyond where we belong. Well, at least in Antigua, in Anu, where I am here, we have a phrase where we say, "War go on, war I go on." Yeah, war I go on. That's what's going on. It's a war going on, and many of us, the vast majority of us, are not aware of that, even slightly aware of the battle that is taking place. We are now slaves. My brothers and sisters have been absent for, I think it's several months. And, just before doing this video, like a few days ago, I was like catching up now. Because I was really disconnected, It wasn't like I just took some vacation. I was disconnected. But I'm coming to you. So, I was just going through a lot of my videos, priming myself to touch it again, and I'm seeing a few comments. I mean, it's not that much. It's like from 2 individuals and such. But I mean, now, people that say that they're conscious and they're for the betterment of our people. I say you gotta be careful. Some of your own people will throw you under the bus. This fella said, this is too long now, we did not get the Black Christ agenda. And then he called me a name. It is beep like you. Beep him. I don't want to repeat the beep. Like me. That sell out the black community. I mean, I said, no, wow. When I once try to, disrespect or go against the philosophy, I just take it. But I mean, wow. And the reason why I have to say wow, because as I said before, you don't really know me. No, I really don't know you. And everyone has the right to their opinion, I'm telling you. But listen to me. Listen, this is one individual that is not on this battlefield to play around. Now all I'm saying is this. My brothers and sisters, if Haile Selassie I was not with me, I would be a dead man right now. I don't have to go into no details with you through this medium at all. But you could just comprehend for yourself where I am coming from. You may not be able to do that. But obviously those who know me would know exactly what I'm saying. In fact, even if you live in the land where I reside, you would know what I am saying. I will say no more, but all I'm saying is that if the Almighty was not my shield and buckler, I would not be here. Listen to me, my family. If the Almighty was not my shield and buckler, I praise him. I don't care about no one else and their belief. I respect you for whatever you carry as your theological outlook. But Haile Selassie I, forefront, and I proclaim it to eternity. I can speak to you today, or else I would have been out of here. And this is why I say that we have great ones amongst us. Not speaking of myself, no, I know how I consider myself, whether I think I'm great or not. I'll keep that to myself for the time. But I know there are many great ones amongst us. Some of them have been in this struggle for years, whether it's political leaders like Robert Mugabe, or whether it's those on the front line like Dick Garvey that just went on, or whether it's mighty sisters like Sister Winnie Madikizela, Winnie Mandela, but Winnie Madikizela, that's who I'm speaking of. She is a terror of a woman, and she's still with us. We're going to wait till she moves on to the great beyond, and then we start to sing her praise and have fireworks for the deceased. She has done mighty works for us. Sister Winnie Madikizela Mandela, mighty works for us. We need to honor and respect them great ones that is amongst us. She has been arrested over 20 times. She said she lost count. Abused in all forms and fashion, just for the liberation of black people in general. What a mighty woman. And as I said, there are other great ones that are amongst us that we must give thanks for. And that is key. We're talking about honoring ancestors. We gotta honor those that are amongst us. There have been assassination threats and plots put among some of our great leaders. Some of our great leaders tell you stories of when they had to sneak out and sneak into the country under disguise and false names just for speaking the word of truth. So they have to disappear sometime and don't even tell you nothing. But then you act like the Israelites when they didn't see Moses coming after 40 days and 40 nights or however long it was. They said, nah man, this Moses ain't coming back. Aaron, come here. We gotta do something about this. Forgetting the caliber of the man that Moses is. So in the same way that you know that the Almighty dwelled in Moses, when he disappeared beyond the clouds, and you don't see him for a time, you're supposed to know that, hey, hold faith, because everybody didn't lose faith and Moses returned. It is not everything he does he has to tell you he's gonna do, because you're gonna spill it out there. Cutthroats, obviously, amongst us, backstabbers, you know, by the, I think, dozens or handful or hundreds amongst us, spies amongst us, heavy. So I'm just saying what I'm saying, hoping that I don't have to say too much, because I can give you stories upon story upon story about my own self. Even saying all of that. But honestly, this wasn't that sort of situation. But as I said, we were talking about life and death. And I'm saying that my brother and others who seem to lose their mind sometimes when things just don't seem to be their way, you gotta take it easy and understand the battlefield that we are on here, because many of us would never dare put our life on the line for this work. You hear me? Many of us would never dare put their life on the line for this work. Most of us, we just talk. We just gab, 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 gab. Some of us, we even afraid to talk. Some of us, we have a wealth of knowledge and we keep it to ourselves. And when you go on the radio station and you're having a program about African history, all of a sudden everybody's calling in and they know this and they know that. Well, why you didn't call in before? Why you waited till the subject come up? This is an everyday thing. I live this. Go to rest and in my dreams, and when I wake up it's still going on. The fight for liberation of your people in whatever battleground you're fighting on. You don't have to be in all the battlegrounds, but be in the war. Whether you're dealing with the psychological enslavement or the economical enslavement or the knowledge or the real on the street warfare, whatever it is, we need everyone. But some of us are too scared to even come on the battlefield to stand up for righteousness' sake. So we just sit back and look on and watch on. But everybody can't do what you do. I totally agree. But listen to me now. Hey, that's a great point. You're a smart brother, man. That's a great point. But listen to me now. This is why the main mission of a follower of the Almighty, a follower of Christ, is to spread the gospel, as it's called, the message to the whole world. So it is the duty of everyone that say they know the truth. Not because I said the gospel and I'm not talking of Christianity. Whatever you think is the truth. It is your duty to get the truth out. Not just to your friends, not just to get the truth out. Oh, but as I said, man, I gotta work, and I know all what you're saying. I know all of that, man. I've been in this for 35 years, man. I got books out this, man. But okay, that's good. That's good. But this is why, if you know you can't do what you say those that are in the minority are doing, that is why it is your duty now to support them. I don't play with that. Although I've never come to any medium and ask as such for no one to support me. But that doesn't take away from the principle of those of us who know for a fact that we're not on the battlefield on that level, and we still know within ourselves that, hey, this is a deadly world. This ain't got to do with religion now and what you believe, but we know this is a deadly world for black people in general. That's what we know, eh? This is a deadly world, and this enemy has his foot on our neck. And there's those out there that are fighting for our redemption. And some of them, they put their full life into this. When they murdered Martin Luther King, he had children. Malcolm X, he had children too. Patrice Lumumba, he had children too. I take my time and do the research. I'm not saying the whole world turned their back on them, but as a people, we were never there for the family of the slaves. So it's good to say, listen to me, it is good to say, what greater love does a man have than when he laid down his life for his brother. That sounds nice. And it would be nice that you could jump in front of a bullet and take it for your brother. But then when you're dead on the ground, who's going to take care of the little ones at home? Who's going to take care of your madam at home? Not even the brother that you saved your life, you gave your life for, is going to do that. And since I'm speaking on a broader scale, you know, because the bullet Malcolm X got was for his brother. Not just one man, you know, a heap of brothers. And the bullet whoever got was for his brothers. And Assata Shakur in Cuba, how many of you ever put some money in an envelope and send it to Assata Shakur for taking the bullets for you? And she took some real bullets too. No, I'm serious, man. This is not a joke. You know, and that's another level altogether. When you do this, you know, you're dealing with your ancestors, your ancestral spirits. You're healing your own scarred spirits. When you show respect for the warriors on the front line, especially those, again, that put their literal life out there, ready to go down any time for you. Many of you condemn Khalid Muhammad's son for being a millionaire as if, I don't know. But as if, you know what I mean, like something was wrong. Which one of us would have gathered together the flock to make him a millionaire if he didn't get it however he got it? No, I'm just showing you. But we all love Khalid. Oh yeah, we love Khalid. Yeah. So this is serious. So when some armchair general is gonna try to diss me, you know, I mean, many people try to diss me all the time, you know, don't get me wrong. I don't jump, you know, I'm not gonna jump at it and try to, I'm okay with that. But, you know, I think it's another level altogether when you do not show the sensitivity that is needed for the real warriors on the battlefield. That's all I say. And I'm very serious about that. Again, I could be out of here. And even if that was not the case, it's all about a subtle respect. Now I know we're dealing with the internet and there are all sort of different characters out there. You know, no, I'm serious. No disrespect to no one. There are a lot of different kind of people out there. People that are taking pills daily for stress and psychological problems. So you just gotta understand who you're dealing with. But still, I'm gonna always, it's something that's in me, put my foot forward when it comes to respecting the warrior scholars that out there on the battlefield. Why? Because them is the first people the enemy looking to take out. They should be protected. Them is the first people the enemy is looking to swipe. Great Ben and Great Clark, the doctors that we all praise. Ain't no secret. They shouldn't leave the world like how they left the world. And even in the last years of Dr. Ben, it was just this word going around. I mean, what kind of people are we when we don't even honor and respect even our elders? And that's it. And don't be saying, oh, did you send or did... No, listen, don't jump on me now. Because I'm not a hypocrite. So I ain't going to be speaking so unless I live in so. So just take your time with your good brother. Now we're still celebrating Marcus Messiah Garvey's birthday, you know. And as I say, Brother Dick Gregory just move on. And I see them plastering on the news that Jerry Lewis move on. Oh no, Jerry Lewis died, really, at 91. And it's interesting that Dick Gregory, you know, the first time I heard about Dick Gregory, I heard about him. He was introduced to me by a brother that, you know, has been in the conscious movement for decades upon decades, you know. And at that time I was young. I was already conscious, really, but, you know, so the brother was showing me, this brother, he's a comedian. That's Dick Gregory he was talking about. He's a comedian, but he's a conscious comedian, and he gave me some Dick Gregory tapes. It was actually tapes in those days, and I was listening and say, yeah, okay, wow. And he was more really a comedian at that time than he was the ancient, you know, Dick Gregory that we have come to know in this last 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years as a matter of fact. Is not as quote unquote humorous as he was in the early days when I came to know him, but he's, you know, was just as serious. So when you refer to him as a comedian, those who may be just getting to know him may not really get what you're saying. They don't see nothing funny about what he's saying at all. But, you know, I guess he has graduated from, you know, expressing himself in that humorous way. But I just found it interesting that Dick Gregory, a quote-unquote comedian, passed on today, or I think it's yesterday, and Jerry Lewis, the comedian, that's what they had on the Jerry Lewis, the comedian, died at 91. So I said, okay, so that means now all the joke is over, joke time finish, you know. This is a serious time now. Marcus Messiah Garvey is the Olmec, the shy people from Central and South America, at least, where most of the head structure of the Olmec were discovered. The ancient African lips and ancient African nose that we've come to know as the original prototype of the human being can be seen on the Olmec. And it is obvious, without a doubt, that Marcus Messiah Garvey resembles the Olmec. Now, the characteristic of the Olmec is unique. For in the book, The Fingerprints of the Gods, which was written by Graham Hancock. In such a book, Graham Hancock now cited from the writings of the main people. And if you've ever gone through such a book, it speaks about the Olmec being august in his appearance. Because you see, the Olmec is considered as a forerunner in the very same way that Marcus Messiah Garvey is considered as a forerunner. You know, that is why as Rastafari, we consider Marcus Messiah Garvey as the living embodiment of the allegory of the John the Baptist. And the same way as Elijah, that shall come before the coming of the Lord to turn the hearts of the people unto the Father, and the hearts of the Father unto the children. We see that as Marcus Messiah Garvey, as well as Marcus Messiah Garvey himself is the individual, as we know, that really rose the African people, I mean, even at home and in the diaspora, you know, to realize that they are, you know, Africans. And as they say, took out the wishbone and put in the backbone of the true black man. So yes, we see Marcus Garvey as the forerunner, as the Olmec. And as I said, in that book now, by Hancock, it says now that the Olmec shall be august in his appearance. Now, August is a common August, not a capital A or uppercase. So it's not the month August. August is a word that means like you shall be beautiful, in your appearance, awe-inspiring. People shall awe at your presence. You shall be august. He's very august, noble, dignified. He shall be august in his appearance. Now, still, at the same time, you have to understand, especially those of you who comprehend the mystics. And if you watch enough of our documentaries, you would know that there's the mystics even in the words. Sometimes when we show you the mystics of the words, people comment and say, oh, you can't do that with English. English is a bastard language, and how are you going to compare English with that language? And yes, well, this is what I'm saying. You don't understand that those who created the English, the H is invisible, those who created the English understood the science of the spells that they're casting. That's why you have to spell words. Starts with a letter to the word to the sentence to the paragraph, and the paragraph to the letter again. So you write a letter with letters. There's a science there. Pen and pencil, pineal gland and penitentiary, and 5 point. This is a very serious thing, the pentagram. So anyway, I'm just showing you that when it says he shall be august in appearance, because I want to stay on the point, because we could have gone somewhere else there, meaning that Marcus Messiah Garvey was born in this month, the month of August. The Olmec, the forerunner, shall be august in his appearance. And Messiah Garvey was august in his appearance. The Olmec is the civilizer. That is why the character known as Hulk is seen as the civilizer of the universe. Oh, I'm very serious here, because Hulk represents the Olmec. And this is why even if you watch Fairy Tale, Folly Days and Nursery Crimes, the judgment that is not on my YouTube channel, you can see that on Baba TV every time YouTube channel. You could see the connection that I made with the Hulk and Lord Pakal and the Olmec. So Marcus Messiah Garvey is the civilizer, and this is why you don't disrespect none of those that went before, because Marcus Messiah Garvey himself told us who inspired him. He spoke of Frederick Douglass. Marcus Messiah Garvey spoke of Booker T. Washington and others. And we know of the great revolutions that took place across the earth, even in Haiti, and of course, there was rebellion all over the Caribbean, as well as in the United States and North America. But it was not until the advent of Marcus Garvey, it was not until the coming of the Black Tiger that we got such a stir of consciousness and awakening amongst the black massive of people. I'm talking about internationally, not just in the United States, not just in Jamaica, but in the whole world. Millions of followers following the Universal Negro Improvement Association. Millions of black people internationally, to the point that it was even banned in colonial Africa. I'm talking about the Negro World and the organization. So the Negro World now, the newspaper of the mighty Prophet Marcus Garvey, it was smuggled into certain parts of Africa, and children would come and memorize the newspaper and go back into the villages and speak it out like a griot. The words of the editorial of Marcus Messiah Garvey in the Negro world. So when Marcus Messiah Garvey came upon the scene, this was a beginning of something that was never seen, unlike any movement. Now listen, man. I'm not here to put down none of our leaders. You know how I feel about them. None of our messiahs, none of our great saints that have walked amongst us. But it is obvious that all these great conscious organizations that has come amongst us are but offsprings of the Marcus Messiah Garvey movement. I take it as a disrespect the way that we overlook Marcus Messiah Garvey and his contribution to the rise of the black man, particularly in the United States of America. So when you're going to tell me that Master Fahad Muhammad in 1930 came and resurrected the black man, nah man, something wrong there. You got to be off your rocker with that. I ain't disrespecting Master Fahad. In fact, I don't know that much except what I know. I have utmost respect for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's just me. However you feel about him, that's your business. But I love Elijah Muhammad. Ancient spirit. Huh? But you cannot give him credit for the initial rise of the black man in the United States. Nobody. Nobody. No W.E.B. Du Bois. No one. I'm telling you. And it's not putting no one against no one. But to leave the Prophet Marcus Garvey out of the narrative totally and be raising red, black and green flag and flying it and as if the Prophet never existed. I'm talking about Marcus Garvey. I got a problem there. So I gotta step in. So we gotta check ourselves. Marcus Messiah Garvey rose the consciousness of the black man in the United States of America from the 1920s. Businesses established from laundromats to supermarkets. Ships, Black Star Line on the seas, threatening the industry of trade that the Europeans have established and had a grip on the whole planet with. Yeah. So they were shaking in their boots. Puss in boots. Yeah. So Marcus Messiah Garvey was a terror. J. Edgar Hoover had to rise up. Nobody else was around then. People were around, tooting the little whistle. But Marcus Messiah Garvey was the trumpet. Listen again, some great ones was around him. And Ida B. Wells, the mighty mother, who also took care of Messiah Garvey and went on the lecture circuit with him. So this is a serious thing. So we understand, but it's obvious that the Prophet Garvey stood out on a different level than anyone else. Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. They say it's a brother from the USVI, I think it's St. Thomas, I hope I'm correct. Brother Blyden, W. Blyden, that established that phrase, Africa for the Africans. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. That has some brothers attacked me for that already. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not doubting it. Again, this is not about who come first. Garvey himself will tell you that such and such inspired him, and he read this book and that book, and he was moved. So come on. But he, as they say in the raw Bactouan, he turned it up. He turned it up then. The climax of it, up to now, it cannot even be duplicated. Yeah. So the power within such a Garvey man. They have a tropical storm right now running through the Caribbean they call Harvey. Hear what it name? Harvey. Garvey. Marcus Garvey clearly told you, look for him in the whirlwind. Look for him in the thunderstorm. Look for him in the earthquake. And they had an earthquake in Barbados just a day or two before Marcus Garvey's birthday. Every year around this time, the 17th of August, you are sure to see the hurricanes kick up, tropical storms across the chief countries in the Caribbean for sure, tornadoes arising in the southern part of the United States of America, and typhoon and monsoon and all sorts of things. And I'm talking about a week before, nothing going on, man. Nothing to talk about. And just the 15th, 16th to the 17th of August, you see the weather coming, and it happens every year. Earthquakes coming, and it happens every year. And you can just check your record. Check 1999, that massive earthquake that tear down Turkey. That was on Marcus Messiah Garvey's birthday. Even the month when Firestone had to recall its tires. And that Firestone incident is not a joke, because the Firestone rubber tires come from Marcus Garvey's land in Liberia. And the Olmec, anyway the Olmec goes, he goes with the rubber tree. See, Marcus Messiah Garvey had a rubber land, a rubber plantation in Liberia. The Olmec people, the word Olmec means rubber people. So Marcus Garvey again. So the president king of Liberia at the time gave the Firestone Company Marcus Messiah Garvey's land. You see treachery there? And the same land that Marcus Messiah Garvey owned is the land that has made the Firestone Rubber Company a $1 billion company today. So remember, in the I think it's the year 2000, all of the Wrangler and Forerunner, here it is, Forerunner, here the name of the Jeep, Forerunner, they were just flipping all over the world. Just flipping here and there, flipping, the tires were ripping up, and they were flipping and flipping and flipping. And it was the time of August, I remember that clearly, when the head of Firestone had to come and say he's recalling all the Firestone tires off of certain Jeeps. They were just flipping in the month of August. You have to understand, these tires came from Marcus Messiah Garvey's land. He's not a joke. Marcus Messiah Garvey is the terror. Even when the Kirks, the submarine, the chief sea vessel in the Russian army, when it sunk, the Kirks, that's the name, isn't it? I can't remember the year, but it was on Marcus Garvey's birthday as well. You got to understand the science when he says look for him all around you. Look for him continually in the whirlwind. Even if you check it specifically, remember the first Black Star Liner came out in 1919, and in that year, that's the same year that they created the first model for the Cyclone, which is what we call the whirlwind. So this is the deep science, this is not just talk, and this is and even just history, but a deep science. Because when Marcus Messiah Garvey was as a child, his father dug a grave and put him in, and Messiah Garvey remembers that he pulled the ladder up, and he kept it down there for a while, and he had to reflect on why he was down there and the seriousness of life and everything. But again, it's mystic that if you take the Y off of the name Garvey, and I know of course someone saying, oh, there he goes again with all these words, playing with words. Again, as I tell you, the English or the English was created by scientists, etymologists, who sat down and put it together. So the alphabet and the ABC, A, B, like the honeybee, that's what it is. It sees what's going on. A, B, C. No? D, E, F. Deaf. C, deaf. 2 senses gone there. The alphabet is a code. That's why again I say you spell the words. You're under a spell. You spell pineapple. Spell. So don't be laughing at me. I'm unraveling the spell. So take the Y off of Garvey, you get the word grave. when you turn the A and the R to Ra, grave. And it's very mystic that Messiah Garvey always speaks about the grave. If I die in Atlanta, my work would only just begun. That's his words. When I die, wrap me in the mantle of the red, the black, and the green. That's his word. If death has power, then counted me to be the real Marcus Garvey I'd like to be. That's his words. When Marcus Garvey dies, Marcus Garvey shall live. That is his words. So he's always speaking of the power as he sits in death and his return, and how he will be returning as the whirlwind, as plague in the man, pestilence, typhoon and hurricane. Look for me in the whirlwind. What's the other name for the Olmec? Well, the true name is the Shy people. Shy Tekotle is the Olmec that bears the sun upon his back. Shy Tekotle. Then you have the Olmec of the whirlwind. What's his name? Huracan. Huracan. That's where you get the term hurricane. Huracan. The Olmec of the whirlwind. We gotta be serious with this science here. Kulkakan. Sounds like Hulk Hogan, eh? Hulk again. Kulkakan is another Olmec. And the Olmec goes before the Quetzalcoatl, the bearded man with the robe. This is very, very serious. So that's Messiah Garvey. You see, you got to keep in mind, the work of the Olmec here again. As I said, the grave, the science of the grave. Marcus Messiah Garvey is the Anubis. That is why if you look at our documentary 7, it's right there in our channel, on our YouTube channel 7. I think it goes under the title I Must See, or Who is King Emmanuel Part 1. That's what it is. But there is in 2 parts, 7 Part 1 and 7 Part 2. That's the name of the documentary, 7. And it goes into the divinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I think Part 2 is named, hey, you should just watch the videos. They're not that much at the moment now. You can catch up on them and revisit them if you've seen them before, and we're going to be, with you keeping this up. But I'm just showing you in 7, we take the time to go into the whole aspect of Marcus Messiah Garvey's connection to Anubis. Really, Anubis now, if you go through even the Tutankhamun prophecies written by Maurice Cottiel, it gives you the whole rundown specifically on the mask of Lord Pakal, and shows the connection with the Olmec and the animal, the bat. So the Olmec is the animal bat. The symbol of the bat belongs to the Olmec. And as I said, the Olmec and the rubber tree. All of this is important. And the bat now is directly connected to Anubis or Anpu in the Kemetic philosophy. Follow me good, and as you can see, I'm giving you references that you can check for yourself. It's not just gap. So Anubis now, as we know, I think that is the real God of the dead. For what Anubis does now, he wraps the dead up in the mantle, the mummification procedure, and he brings them back to life. And Marcus Messiah Garvey clearly says, when I die, wrap me in the mantle of the red, black, and green, for in the new life I shall rise. That's mummification instruction. Now, I'm not just pulling them together. Anubis is obviously a type of John the Baptist. I think everyone agrees with that. This doesn't have to do with if you believe in John the Baptist or not. We all know that the John the Baptist character and the Christ character is very similar to the Anubis character and the Osiris character, or even in some cases the Heru character, baptizing them at the age of 30 and all of these different things. I think most of us know that by now. So as I'm saying, as even Rastafari for years have shown the allegory of John the Baptist, or John the Baptizer, because he's not a Baptist. He's not a Baptist at all. He's a baptizer. He's John the Baptist. How come? He said that's all of a sudden he's a Baptist now. Yeah? Not an Anglican or Catholic, he's a Baptist. But no, he's John the Baptizer. What he really did we have made that connection with Marcus Messiah Garvey. You know, and I said Elijah because Elijah is the same John the Baptist. It's just the science, you know, you can pick it up. And all of this again is allegory, and high mythos, really, in its true aspect. Don't get carried away at all. So Marcus Messiah Garvey, fulfilling all of this, is the Anpu, the Anubis. Look at Anubis. Anubis is sometimes he has on the red, black, and green on his arm. That's Anubis. So, and that's of course obviously Marcus Messiah Garvey in his color. So this is a deep science, you know. As I said, the grave, wrap me, bring back to life. The Ampu, the bat, is the same Olmec. The rubber people shall be august in his appearance. And this is what I got, sorry about that, there was a break there. But anyway, I was talking about freedom. We are confusing freedom and integration. But yeah, but you got the point anyway. Marcus Garvey, you see, because as Bobo Shanti now, remember, this whole concept about Idi Amin being Garvey, it's Bobo Shanti. Now you may say, oh, you know, Idi Amin is a this and that. Well, listen, I don't go with the mainstream stuff. I take my time and look into things. I don't go with the propaganda that has been fed down our throat. Before Idi Amin ejected the Asians and turned his back on the British as such, he was the darling of England. Oh, Idi Amin. Same thing with Robert Mugabe. He was the darling of the British, man. Robert Mugabe. But the moment Robert Mugabe said, hey, time to give back the Africans their land, all of a sudden, oh, you cannot even get sugar and rice in Zimbabwe. All of a sudden. Since when? Same thing with Idi Amin. The moment he said the Asians had to go because he was fighting an economic war, all of a sudden he has the heads of his enemies in his refrigerator. Propaganda to the highest. I think they spent the most money ever on Idi Amin when it came to propaganda, and honestly don't feel that way. I don't care what nobody say. Idi Amin is a true hero. You can hold whatever you think, that's your business. If you want to fall for that foolishness, that's up to you. I don't care. You could be his son. Idi Amin is a hero to us all. Give thanks for that black man. We need more that like such. In time, I'll take time to go into that. I didn't want to go too deep into that now, but what I'm saying is this. Because even in your scriptures, man, it says that Elijah left a double portion of his power on Elisha. And Elijah, when he went up in the whirlwind, left the mantle and everything, you know. Now, I am saying to you that there are obviously many faces to Marcus Garvey. I show you Olmec, Anubis, Idi Amin. They say Idi Amin passed at the age of 80 in 2003. They say Idi Amin died on the 16th day of August. Hear me now, man. Listen to me. Listen, don't play around with the science. This is more than just knowledge, my brothers and sisters. This is not just book thing. This is why I call it the mystic vibration. We've been doing this for 20 years. We have a personal relationship with the ether. I'm not ashamed to say the grand majority or great majority of what you hear from me is not being repeated. You're getting it from the source. Nothing wrong. I'm not trying to act as if I'm anything more than nobody else. I'm just showing you, when I say the source, man, I mean, obviously what I'm saying is knowledge we can all go and look up. But there's obviously a different twist that is being emitted here. Because I'm taking what we all may know, but I'm twisting it in such a way that it comes out in a way you never really maybe expected it. What do you mean? Well, I mean this. Idi Amin again. Another Olmec, obviously. According to them, died on the 16th of August. Garvey was born on the 17th of August. They buried Idi Amin on the 17th of August. The grave. When Marcus Garvey dies, Marcus Garvey lives. So the very day Idi Amin was going in the grave, the sun was rising to another anniversary of the birth of Garvey. Idi Amin lived for 80 years. Some say the Prophet Muhammad lived for 80 years. Lord Pakal, the Olmec, in the Yucatan, he lived for 80 years. The 35th row in the pyramid, 80 solar years, 80 years. Prince Emmanuel amongst us, 80 years. Because there's a high science in that 80 years. There's someone else, several people, but it's just kind of missing me now. But just get the vibration. This is the mystic vibration. So this is why now they say there's the face of the Olmec on Mars. And Dr. Malachi York pointed out in one of his books, from an angle, when you see the face on Mars, that I'm sure many of you have seen, or read about, whether you believe or not, from there, what we've been told, when taken at an angle, you see the face on Mars. It looks like a face. And according to Dr. Malachi York's research, from a specific angle, it looks just like the mask of Lord Pakal, and that is the truth. Lord Pakal, from the Yucatan Peninsula, the Olmec. Mars, the planet Mars, the red planet. Now it's interesting again, when you take the C and the U from Mars, you get, from Marcus, you get Mars. The C and the U, and CU, I already tell you, a BC, CU. Because the Olmec on Mars is watching you, it's seeing you. So you take the C and the U from Marcus, you get Mars. You're overdoing with your play of words. Me, as Vaughn Benjamin of Midnight Akibika said, M-A-W and Z-A-N. Because Cassiopeia in the northern hemisphere becomes a W at one point of the evening and becomes an M at the other point. 12 hours after, spins around the northern celestial pole. It's one of those circumpolar constellations, M-A-W and Z-A-M. So it's a serious thing when you turn the M upside down. This ain't no mistake. And the W, that's why we say a U and the V is the same. That's why you can use it, U and the V. That's why two V's make a W. What are you talking about? W made from two V's? Come on, man. It's their science. Ask the people in Germany. They don't say BMW. They say BMW. So I'm just saying now. So Mars, the planet Mars, is named from the Roman god of war. And when you turn the M to a W, Mars become wars. The god of wars. The Olmec is the god of wars. Shaite Kotle, he always has the helmet on his head. The god of wars, General Idi Amin, the god of wars. Yeah, Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. Give thanks for your patient listening and attention. As I said, this is not the Black Christ agenda, this is the mystic vibration. In fact, I would really have to put the Black Christ agenda apart for a while, because I'm still putting a lot of things, back together here. So you still gotta, as they say, bear with me for the moment, but you definitely will be getting much more regular broadcasts. As I say, my brothers and sisters, hey, listen, your brother loves you, I love you fully. I don't know what you thinking, but this isn't no joke vibes that I am doing here. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm on community building, and I think that as a people we lack in that. All the knowledge is nice, even like what I just said here a while ago, all of that is nice, man. But Marcus Messiah Garvey was on an economical building agenda. Idi Amin Dada said, wait, he said he was fighting the economical war. So this is important when we talk about as ourselves, as a people, as a nation. I've done videos speaking about us economically, as a people coming together. I noticed a few other ones are doing the same and bringing up different plans. So what is it that as a people we can get that part and that aspect together? I know a lot of us are very religious minded, and Jesus going to come back and all kind of thing, but I mean, while you're waiting, man, you still got to do something for yourself and for your people, and I think that is very, very, very important. Now, my brothers and sisters, we have officially on the 16th of August, it's not the official launch, but we've officially begun broadcasting straight out of Antigua in the Caribbean, the West Indies. Anu, broadcasting Radio Anu officially on radioanu.com. You get me? radioanu.com. So I have officially, so listen to me good, I have officially begun streaming the newest radio station, at least from the 16th of August, to hit the internet, cyberspace, worldwide web, Radio Anu, and you could check it at radioanu.com. So you're definitely listening to the voice of founder and owner and chief executive at the moment for Radio Anu. And of course, what Radio Anu will do stands as a platform for us, and there'll be great programming that you can look forward for. I will be having the official launch expected in September, and that will be the official launch, and the official programming will be put into place. At the moment, you could visit Radio Anu, RADIOANU. At this moment, right now, you can hold on. Don't lock me off to go check it. Listen to everything I gotta say, because I want you to hear me. But you can check radioanu.com. You definitely find inspiration and information there. But as I said, you gotta bear with me because I am test streaming. So it's just like an individual open a radio station. You hear them play jazz for a month, and then you get what they have to offer. But even now, you could still tune in and get quality information and quality inspiration. And you could share the link and even share this very video that you're watching, on Facebook. And please, to anyone, please don't be timid, you could definitely share my works specifically. So my brothers and sisters, that is definitely on stream, and in the very near future you could definitely see us officially have the launch. We intend to have the launch on this very same web YouTube page here. My YouTube channel will be having the launch streaming live. The Mystic Vibration International Radio program on certain occasions will be streaming live. So the media network is definitely on the stream, because as I said, this is why I'm trying to show my brothers and sisters this is not a joke. So even in the moments you didn't see me, at the same time we were establishing Radio Anu, broadcasting from Anu, ancient and modern. So obviously there is a lot more to come from here on. We have definitely grand programming and lectures and webinars and live streams and many different guests and so many different programming lined up, not just through the radio station now, but the direct link up from the radio station to our YouTube channel. And of course radioanu.com will have its own YouTube channel and its own Facebook page. So it's a lot of works that we definitely have to go into. Now I only thought that it would be fair that I share this with you. Right now I'm on a fundraising drive towards the uplifting of the standard of Radio Anu, and that's radioanu.com. Now this is taking place on a national level. I'm talking about in Antigua, where I have already begun, of course, the promotion of radioanu.com, but I'm definitely looking to have some seminars where we would have different individuals from our society right here, historians and griots as well, that will come and speak to our crowd, our audience. And as I said, all proceeds would go towards the upliftment and uplifting the standard of what has already been established. As I said, what has already been established. So as you would know, I as an individual never come to, I would say, my audience at any time and directly demanded or even asked for any assistance towards any project. Of course, there's always been that broad brush, that open door for donation. As I always say, that is because, individuals have asked me to do that. And even those, I'm going to be very truthful here too, man, even those who ask you to do that have never even donated. To be honest, there are very few individuals, I could count them on one hand, that follow the works that I do, that actually put forward their hand and donate to the works. Well, that's not really a big problem with me, you know that for sure. And maybe because I don't push it or make it a grand issue. But I'm saying here now that as it relates to radioanu.com, as simple as it may look, as I said, we have an enemy out here that does not want to see us liberated, and that should always be something in your mind. I am asking those of you who understand the reality and seriousness of this liberation, you are free to give a contribution towards the establishment or setting the standard of radioanu.com even to a higher level. Because I must say, even in the establishment, there are much more equipment that is needed. For example, even this program I'm doing here, even some people like to leave comments, very nice program, but hey man, that noise in the background. Well, there's a reason why there's a noise in the background, but I don't want to go into that. So even different equipment that we definitely will be looking to get to establish ourselves. We'll be having, as I said, our cameras, everything to show you what's taking place live as it relates to radioanu.com. So you are free to give whatever assistance you think you could give. I would greatly appreciate it as well. At the moment, I cannot be contacted on the WhatsApp at the moment, but you could still contact me at the number you see, 268-728-3162, and you could still contact me via email, theblackshepherd@live.com. Now, for those who would like to, send their contribution even via PayPal, you could, PayPal would be hotepra@yahoo.com, and all the information will be right in front of you. hotepra@yahoo.com, not at hotepra@yahoo.com specifically. And also those who may not prefer to send it through that way, again, you personally can contact me. As far as WhatsApp, probably within the next 2 weeks, you'll be able to connect with me on the WhatsApp. But until then, you'd have to call me or send me a text directly at that number, or you'd have to contact me via my email, and I will explain to you how you could also send your contribution towards the, as I said, the standard raising of RadioAnu.com. And I really appreciate it, because I know there are many of you who have contacted me and say, man, I would really like to send an assistant to anytime you're doing anything, and it might sound like I brush you off, because I'm waiting for the right time, and I honestly think this is the time. So I am now opening that door to all of you who have always said, I would like to assist, and I always wanted to, and anytime you're doing this or anytime you're doing that, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Again, I have already, not trying to, not I want to, or can you help me start? No. The radio station, RadioAnu.com, is already on stream. Clicking it and you can listen 24 hours a day. Information and inspiration. It's only going to get better. That is all. So it's there already. So to raise the standard again, now I'm opening the gates for all those who've been saying it. Now is your chance. I would appreciate it. Again, PayPal, hotepra@yahoo.com, or if not, you can contact me on the number you see, or through the email. And again, give it at least 2 weeks from the recording of this video, where you can contact me on WhatsApp. And even before, I will let you know, because look for me to upload a next mystic vibration very soon. And I give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. So when I load up that mystic vibration, I will just tell you exactly where we stand and what is going forward. So definitely, my brothers and sisters in England, in the United States, in Antigua, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Ethiopia, in Zimbabwe, in Chile, in Peru, Costa Rica, Hungary, yeah man, all over them, man. Germany, Russia, I think, well, I'm sure Japan and China. Yeah, definitely do give thanks for tuning in, and it's a joy once again that I can come and connect with you. As I said, yeah, Radio Anu, check it out. That's the new thing right now, and give thanks. It's a joy. Stay strong, stay safe, be positive, don't stress yourself. Meditate, do your yoga, practice some Tai Chi, and keep deep breathing. Don't slouch when you sit down. Don't eat and drink at the same time. Don't talk and eat. Yeah. Good stuff. If you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of the Bible will become a mystery. Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Praise the Lord.
Ethiopia, Ghana, Quebec, Toronto, Rwanda, Chile, Trinidad, Tokyo, Beijing. Wherever you are in the world, the Honorable Priest Isaac is available to come to your town or your country to give lectures, seminars, and workshops.
To make booking, call or WhatsApp area code 268-728-3162 or contact us via email theblackshepherd@live.com.
Holy Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari, come and produce ancient maps. You know, in the sing down, year of remembrance, to turn the ring down, just speak the truth from start, from in front of heart, in the sing